Hey everyone, and welcome back to Pink English.
Hi, everyone. We are so excited to learn with you today.
I'm Sophia, and this is Daniel. Our goal is to make English easy and fun for you.
Exactly. If you enjoy our lessons, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really supports the channel.
Today, we are talking about food.
We will practice listening, learn key words and phrases, and boost your confidence. Ready? Let's dive in.
I am really excited about this topic, Daniel. Food is one of those universal languages. Everyone eats, and everyone has an opinion about what tastes good.
That is so true. Honestly, Sophia, food is probably about 50% of my thoughts during the day. I am always thinking about what I'm going to have for lunch or dinner.
I believe it. But tell me, do you consider yourself a foodie? A foodie is someone who has a very strong interest in food and eating.
Oh, absolutely. I am a total foodie. I love trying new restaurants, and I even try to cook at home sometimes, although my cooking results are distinctively average. What about you? Do you enjoy cooking?
I actually find cooking very therapeutic. After a long day of teaching, I love to go into the kitchen, chop some vegetables, and make something fresh. It helps me relax. Do you have a favorite meal?
That is a cruel question because I have so many favorites. But if I had to choose one comfort food, it would probably be a big bowl of spicy ramen.
That is a great phrase you used. Comfort food. Let's make sure our listeners catch that.
Good idea. Comfort food is food that provides a feeling of well-being or consolation, often associated with childhood or home cooking.
Exactly. My comfort food is definitely my grandmother's shepherd's pie. It is warm, hearty, and it just makes me feel safe. It's interesting how food connects to our memories, isn't it?
It really is. I can eat a specific dish and suddenly remember a holiday from 10 years ago. It's powerful stuff.
It is. And because food is such a huge part of culture and socializing, having the right vocabulary to describe it is essential for our students. It's not enough to just say something is good or bad.
I agree. Good and bad are boring words. We need to add some spice to our vocabulary.
I see what you did there, Daniel, adding spice. Very clever.
Thank you, thank you. I try my best. So, are we ready to move beyond the small talk and start building that vocabulary?
I think we are ready. Let's start by looking at how to describe flavors and textures in detail.
Perfect. I am ready to get hungry. Let's start with the basics of taste, but maybe the more complex ones. We all know sweet and sour, but what about that meaty taste?
Ah, you are talking about savory. Let's spell that. S-A-V-O-R-Y. Savory.
Savory. This is a word I used to get confused about. I thought it meant spicy, but it doesn't, right?
No, not at all. Savory describes food that is salty or spicy rather than sweet. It is often used for meat, cheese, or cooked dishes. It has a rich, full flavor.
So a chocolate cake is definitely not savory.
Correct. A chocolate cake is sweet, but a steak, a mushroom soup, or a piece of lasagna, those are savory.
I see. So I could say, I'm not in the mood for dessert. I would prefer a savory snack like cheese and crackers.
That is a perfect example. Closely related to savory is a Japanese loanword that we use constantly in English now, umami.
Ooh, fancy. How do we spell that?
U-M-A-M-I, umami.
And what exactly is umami?
It is considered the fifth basic taste, alongside sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. It is a pleasant, savory taste, usually associated with broths, cooked meats, and mushrooms. It's that deep, delicious flavor that makes you want more.
So soy sauce has a lot of umami.
Exactly. Parmesan cheese and tomatoes also have high levels of umami.
Okay, I've got it. So I could say this burger has an incredible umami flavor because of the mushrooms.
Yes. Now let's move to the opposite end of the spectrum. What if something has a sharp, acidic taste?
You mean like a lemon?
Yes, exactly like a lemon. We often call that tart. T-A-R-T. Tart.
Is tart the same as sour?
They're very similar, but sour can sometimes sound negative, like milk that has gone bad. Tart is usually pleasant sourness, especially in desserts or fruits.
Ah, that is a good distinction. So I might say, this cherry pie is a little bit tart, but I like it.
Precisely. It implies a sharpness that balances the sugar. Now, let's talk about texture. How food feels in your mouth is just as important as how it tastes.
Oh, definitely. I hate it when fries are soft when they should be hard.
Right. When something is pleasantly hard and makes a noise when you bite it, we call it crispy. Cryspy. Crispy.
Like crispy bacon or crispy fried chicken.
Yes. But what is the opposite? What happens if you leave those crispy fries in a closed box for too long?
They get terrible. They get wet and soft.
The word for that is soggy. Sogggy. Soggy.
Ugh, I hate that word. Soggy. It just sounds gross.
It is not a nice thing. Soggy means saturated with liquid, especially water, so that it is soft and limp.
So, I ordered a pizza, but it took an hour to arrive, so the crust was completely soggy.
That is a sad sentence, but a grammatically correct one. Here's another texture word I hear a lot. Chewy. Chewy.
Good one. Chewy can be good or bad, right?
Yeah, a cookie can be chewy, which is delicious. It means it's soft and you have to chew it a bit. But a steak shouldn't be chewy.
Exactly. If meat is chewy, it's usually overcooked or a bad cut of meat. It's tough to eat, so context is very important there.
Let's talk about when food has no flavor. My cooking is often like this. I forget to add salt.
There's a great word for that. Bland. B-L-A-N-D. Bland.
Bland. It means uninteresting or lacking strong flavor.
Yes, it's very mild. This rice is very bland. Please pass the soy sauce.
I feel like bland is a polite way to tell a cook that their food is boring.
It is a little polite, but still critical. If you're at a friend's house, maybe don't say, "This is bland." Maybe just ask for the salt shaker.
Good advice. I want to ask about a word that describes food that is very heavy. Like a pasta dish with lots of cream and cheese. After you eat it, you feel full immediately.
We call that rich. R-I-C-H. Rich.
Just like having a lot of money?
The spelling is the same, yes, but when talking about food, rich means containing a large amount of fat, sugar, or dairy. It's intense.
So, I couldn't finish the cheesecake because it was too rich. Exactly. It doesn't mean it tasted bad, just that it was heavy and filling.
Okay, I think we have a good list of adjectives here. Savory, umami, tart, crispy, soggy, bland, and rich.
That is a solid foundation. If you use these words instead of just yummy or gross, you will sound much more advanced.
Definitely. I feel like I can critique a restaurant meal now. Excuse me, waiter, these fries are soggy and the soup is bland.
Just remember to be nice to the waiter, Daniel.
Always, always. I was just practicing. But honestly, talking about all this food is making me want to cook something. Or at least watch someone else cook.
That is the perfect bridge to our next topic. We know how to describe the food on the plate, but how do we describe the action in the kitchen? Cooking verbs can be tricky.
They really can. I usually just say cook, cut, or make. I know there are better words.
There are many better words. Let's look at the specific methods we use to prepare food.
Okay, I am ready. Let's head into the kitchen.
Wonderful. The first word is a very common technique, usually done in a pan. Sauté.
Oh, that sounds French.
It is French, but we use it in English all the time. Sautés. Sauté.
What does it mean exactly? Is it frying?
It is a type of frying. To sauté means to cook food quickly in a small amount of hot fat, like oil or butter. You usually move the food around the pan while you do it.
Like onions and garlic.
Exactly. You almost always sauté onions before making a soup or sauce.
So I can say, first, sauté the garlic in olive oil until it smells good.
Perfect. Now, what if you are cooking something in liquid, but the water is bubbling very aggressively?
That is boiling. B-O-I-L.
Right. To boil is to cook in water that is 100 degrees Celsius. It's bubbling hard. But what if you want to be more gentle? What if you want small bubbles?
Ah, is that simmer?
Yes, simmer. S-I-M-M-E-R. Simmer.
I see this in recipes all the time. Bring to a boil, then reduce heat and simmer.
Exactly. To simmer means to stay just below the boiling point while being heated. It's gentle cooking. If you boil a soup for an hour, the vegetables might fall apart. If you simmer it, the flavors blend together perfectly.
That explains why my soups are always mushy. I boil everything at maximum heat because I'm impatient.
Patience is the secret ingredient, Daniel. You have to let it simmer.
Lesson learned. What about when we put food in the oven?
If you are cooking meat or vegetables in the oven with dry heat, we usually call it roasting. R-O-A-S-T. Roast.
Is that different from baking?
Good question. Technically, they are very similar, but usually we bake things that turn from a liquid to a solid, like cakes, bread, or cookies. We roast things that are already solid, like a chicken or potatoes.
That is a really helpful rule. So I'm going to bake a cake, but I'm going to roast a turkey.
Precisely. Now, before we even start cooking, we often have to prepare the ingredients. What do you call it when you soak meat or tofu in a sauce to give it flavor before cooking?
Oh, that is marinate. M-A-R-I-N-A-T-E. Marinate.
Yes, to marinate means to soak food in a seasoned liquid before cooking.
You should marinate the chicken for at least 2 hours to make it tender.
Correct. And the liquid itself is called the marinade. Notice the spelling change there. Marinade ends in A-D-E, while the verb marinate ends in A-T-E.
That is tricky, but good to know. The marinade is the sauce, marinate is the action.
You got it. Now, let's talk about tools and hand movements. If I give you a whisk, that wire tool, what are you going to do?
I am going to whisk. Is the verb the same as the noun?
It is to whisk. W-H-I-S-K. Whisk.
It means to beat or stir a substance, usually eggs or cream, with a light, rapid movement.
Whisk the eggs until they are fluffy. It's an energetic action.
My arm always gets tired when I have to whisk cream. I prefer using an electric mixer.
Work smarter, not harder. Now, imagine you have finished cooking. The dish looks good, but you want it to look beautiful. You put a little leaf of parsley or a slice of lemon on top. What is that called?
Is that a garnish?
It is garnish. G-A-R-N-I-S-H. Garnish.
As a verb, it means to decorate or embellish food.
Garnish the soup with fresh herbs before serving. It makes the presentation much better.
Even if my food tastes bland, I will garnish it so it looks professional.
That is a valid strategy. Now, one last concept for this section. What happens if you cook too much food and you can't eat it all?
You have leftovers. Leftovers. Leftovers.
I love leftovers. Leftovers are food remaining from a previous meal.
Some food tastes better as leftovers, like stew or curry. It tastes better the next day.
I agree completely. The flavors have time to develop. So we have sauté, simmer, roast, marinate, whisk, garnish, and leftovers.
That is a whole kitchen vocabulary right there. I feel like I could actually read a recipe in English now and understand what to do.
That is the goal. But you know, Daniel, knowing the words is one thing, using them in a real conversation or a complicated situation is another.
You're right. It's easy to define simmer, but it's harder to explain to a waiter exactly how I want my meal or to complain politely if something is wrong.
Well, before we eat, or rather before we get to the role plays where we practice those exact situations, do you think we should review the difference between chopping and dicing? It's a small detail, but important.
Oh, good point. I use them interchangeably. Are they different?
They are. To chop means to cut something into pieces, usually irregular ones. To dice means to cut food into small, precise cubes.
Ah, so dicing is more careful. D-I-C-E, dice.
Yes. If a recipe says finely diced onions and you just chop them into big chunks, the texture of the dish will be wrong.
That explains another one of my cooking failures. I really need to pay attention to these verbs.
It's all in the details, but don't worry. Even expert chefs make mistakes. The important thing is that you're learning the language to describe the process.
Absolutely. I'm feeling confident. I've got my flavor words and I've got my cooking verbs.
Excellent. Then I think we are ready to put this all together into some realistic scenarios. We want our listeners to hear how these words flow in a natural conversation.
I'm ready. I'll try to be the difficult customer if you want.
Oh, I was hoping you would say that. But let's look at a scenario between friends first. It's often harder to be honest about food with friends than it is with strangers.
That is a very true observation. We often lie to our friends to protect their feelings. But actually, before we get to the tricky friend situation, can we start with the restaurant scenario? I think our listeners encounter that situation the most often when traveling.
That is a fair point. Being able to order food and handle problems in a restaurant is a survival skill. Okay, let's do it.
Great. In this scene, I will be the customer, and you can be the waiter. I am very hungry, but I am also a little bit picky today.
I am ready. Welcome to Sophia's Bistro. Let's begin the scene now. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Sophia's Bistro. Do you have a reservation?
Yes, I booked a table for one under the name Daniel.
Ah, yes. Right this way. Here is the menu. Can I start you off with something to drink?
Just some sparkling water with a slice of lemon, please. And I am ready to order my main course now, if that is okay.
Certainly. What are you in the mood for this evening?
I was looking at the steak frites, but I have a question. Does the steak come with a sauce?
Yes, it is served with a creamy mushroom sauce.
I see. I am actually lactose intolerant, so I cannot eat cream. Is it possible to get the sauce on the side, or perhaps substitute it for something else?
We can certainly put the sauce on the side, or if you prefer, the chef can prepare a garlic and herb butter instead. It is dairy-free.
That sounds perfect. I will have the steak medium rare with the garlic butter, and instead of the fries, could I have a garden salad?
Of course. So that is the steak, medium rare, with garlic butter, and a garden salad. I will put that order in for you right away.
Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. I'm in a bit of a rush. How long do you think it will take?
It should be out in about 15 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Here's your meal, sir. Enjoy.
Thank you. Oh, excuse me, miss?
Yes? Is everything all right?
I'm afraid there is a small problem. I asked for the steak to be medium rare, but this looks very well done. It's quite tough, and there is no pink in the middle.
Oh, I am terribly sorry about that. Let me take that back to the kitchen immediately and have the chef prepare a fresh one for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And because of the inconvenience, we will offer you a complimentary dessert.
That is very kind. Thank you.
And cut. Wow, Daniel, you were a very polite but demanding customer.
I tried to be. It's scary to complain in a second language. I always feel like I'm being rude.
You were not rude at all. You were direct and polite. Let's break down some of the excellent vocabulary you used in that scene. You used a very common phrase, on the side.
Yes, on the side. ONTHESIDE.
This is crucial for anyone with allergies or specific tastes. It means you want the sauce or dressing in a separate small bowl, not poured all over the food.
Exactly. It gives you control. If you're on a diet, asking for dressing on the side is a great trick.
Another great word you used was substitute. SUBSTITUTE. Substitute.
To substitute means to replace one thing for another. I substituted the fries for a salad.
You can also use the word swap. SWAP. You could say, "Can I swap the fries for a salad?" It's a little more informal, but it means the same thing.
Good to know. And then we had the problem with the steak. I said it was well done.
Right. When talking about meat, specifically red meat like beef, we have degrees of cooking. Rare is red and cool in the center, medium rare is warm and red, medium is pink, and well done means cooked all the way through, with no pink.
And usually, if you order a nice steak well done, the chef might be a little sad.
It is true. It can make the meat dry or tough. Now, when I tried to fix the mistake, I offered you a complimentary dessert.
I love that word, complimentary. COMPLIMENTARY.
It looks like the word compliment, giving someone praise, but in a business context, it means free of charge.
You might also hear the phrase on the house.
Yes, let's spell that phrase out because it's an idiom. ONTHEHOUSE. On the house.
It means the restaurant or the house pays for it. These drinks are on the house.
It's the best sentence to hear in a restaurant.
Definitely.
One thing I noticed in the role play is that I used the phrase, I'm afraid. I said, I'm afraid there is a small problem. Was I actually scared?
No, not at all. This is a very British and polite way to introduce bad news or a complaint. I'm afraid we are out of soup. I'm afraid this isn't what I ordered. It softens the blow.
It makes you sound much more gentlemanly. Instead of saying, this is wrong, you say, I'm afraid this is wrong.
Exactly. It lowers the tension.
Okay, I feel good about the restaurant scenario. I got my free dessert, I got my salad, but now, Sophia, we have to go to the dark side.
The dark side?
Yes, the dinner party with friends where the food is questionable.
Ah, yes, the scenario we talked about earlier. This is much harder because you can't just send the food back to the kitchen. You don't want to hurt your friends' feelings.
Exactly. So in this scenario, let's pretend I invited you over for dinner. I decided to be creative and cook something new, but it didn't go well.
Okay, so I'm the guest and I have to pretend to like it.
You have to try your best, but maybe you can give me a hint that it's not great.
This is going to be fun. Ready?
Ready. Ding dong. Come in, Sophia. So glad you could make it.
Hi, Daniel. Thanks for inviting me. Something smells interesting. What are you cooking?
I decided to whip up something special tonight. It's a fusion dish. I call it spicy banana lasagna.
Spicy banana lasagna? Wow, that is certainly original. I've never heard of that combination before.
I know. I wanted to experiment. Please, sit down. I'll serve you a big portion. Here you go. Dig in.
Thank you, Daniel. It certainly looks colorful.
Go on, take a bite. Tell me what you think. It has chili, cheese, and mashed bananas.
It's definitely unique. The texture is very distinct. The sweetness of the banana really contrasts with the tomato sauce.
I thought it was a stroke of genius. Do you want seconds? I have plenty more in the pot.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm actually quite full. I had a late lunch, so I couldn't possibly eat another bite. But I appreciate the effort you put into making it from scratch.
Are you sure? You barely touched it.
Honestly, it's a bit of an acquired taste, Daniel. And I think maybe the spice is a little too intense for me tonight.
Ah, I see. Maybe I went overboard with the chili peppers. That is the friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests.
Exactly. If you show up empty-handed, it is not a disaster. But bringing a small thing shows good manners.
Empty-handed, that means arriving with nothing. Don't show up empty-handed.
Good phrase. Also, let's talk about dietary restrictions again. If you are the host, you must ask your guests about allergies.
Yes. Are you allergic to anything, or do you have any dietary restrictions?
It is very rude to serve pork to someone whose religion forbids it, or peanuts to someone who is allergic.
It can be dangerous, too, so asking beforehand is essential.
And if you are the guest, it is your responsibility to tell the host politely before the party. Don't wait until the food is on the table.
Right. Call them a few days before and say, I'm really looking forward to the dinner, but I just wanted to let you know I am vegetarian.
Perfect. It gives the host time to prepare something special for you.
Or time for them to order a pizza for you.
Hopefully they're better hosts than that.
You know, we have covered so much ground. I feel like I'm ready to host a dinner party, go to a restaurant, and even shop for groceries in English.
That is the goal. Confidence comes from preparation.
Absolutely. I think we are ready to wrap up the main content and move into our culture and review section.
I agree. We have bombarded our listeners with a lot of words today. Sauté, simmer, marinate, savory, umami, on the side, acquired taste.
It's a full menu of vocabulary.
See what you did there?
I can't help myself with the puns.
Well, let's take a breath. When we come back for the final section, we're going to look at the cultural aspect of comfort food a bit deeper and then review our top 10 words.
Sounds like a plan. I'm getting hungry again just talking about it.
You are always hungry, Daniel.
That's my secret, Sophia. I'm always hungry.
Okay, let's move on to the culture corner.
I'm ready. Cultural context is fascinating because food is so much more than just nutrition. It's history, it's identity, and it's a way of showing love.
That is beautifully said, Daniel. And because it is so important, there are many unwritten rules about how to behave around food. Let's start with a big one that confuses many English learners. Tipping.
Oh, the nightmare of tipping. I never know how much to give. In some countries, you leave nothing. In others, if you don't leave money, the waiter might chase you down the street.
It is true. In the United States especially, tipping is mandatory socially, even if it's not mandatory legally. We call this a gratuity.
That's a formal word. Gratuity. Gratuity.
Yes, it is a sum of money given to a worker in addition to the basic price. In the U.S., the standard is usually between 15 and 20% of the total bill.
20%. That adds up quickly. So if my dinner cost $100, I have to pay $120?
Yes. If you only pay 100, it is considered extremely rude. The waiters rely on that money for their salary. But in the UK or Australia, it's a bit more relaxed, right?
Much more relaxed. In the UK, 10% is nice, but often a service charge is already included in the bill.
That's a key phrase to look for on your receipt. Service charge. SERVICECHARGE.
If you see that, you don't need to add more money. But Sophia, what about when the bill comes and you are with a group of friends? Who pays?
Ah, the awkward dance of the bill. There are two main ways to handle this. You can split the bill, or you can go Dutch.
Wait, aren't they the same thing?
Not exactly. Splitting the bill usually means dividing the total amount equally by the number of people.
If the bill is $100 and there are 4 people, everyone pays $25.
Even if I only ate a small salad and you ate a giant steak.
Yes, that's the risk of splitting the bill. It's convenient, but not always fair.
So, what is going Dutch?
To go Dutch means that each person pays for exactly what they ate or drank.
Let's spell that. Going Dutch. G-O-I-N-G-D-U-C-H.
It's a funny idiom. Let's go Dutch tonight means I pay for my pasta and you pay for your pizza. It's very fair, but it can be annoying for the waiter to process 5 different credit cards.
I prefer going Dutch. I don't want to pay for your expensive taste in wine, Sophia.
I'm shocked, Sophia. I thought you were a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman on a budget. Now, let's talk about table manners.
Manners vary wildly. For example, in many Asian cultures, slurping your noodles is a sign that the food is delicious. It's a compliment to the chef.
But in Western cultures,
In the US or UK, making noise while eating is considered very bad manners. We tell children, don't slurp your soup.
and we also say, don't chew with your mouth open.
Oh, that's my biggest pet peeve. A pet peeve is something that specifically annoys you. Seeing food inside someone's mouth while they're talking, it makes me lose my appetite.
So the rule is, keep your mouth closed while chewing and swallow before you speak.
Exactly. Another big cultural difference is what to do with food you can't finish at a restaurant.
In America, I know you can ask for a box to take it home.
Yes, we sometimes call it a doggy bag, although that phrase is becoming a bit old-fashioned. Now we just say a box or a to-go box.
A doggy bag. D-O-G-G-Y bag. The idea was that you were taking the leftovers home for your dog, but really you were going to eat them yourself.
Precisely. In some European countries, this used to be seen as tacky or cheap, but it's becoming more common now to reduce food waste. So, don't be afraid to ask, could I get this to go?
Just a little, but the wine is delicious.
Okay. Let's order a pizza.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
And scene. That was painful, Sophia. Spicy banana lasagna? Why did I invent that?
It sounds absolutely terrible, Daniel, but it was perfect for this lesson. We used so much polite vocabulary there to avoid saying, "This is disgusting."
We did. Let's start with that phrasal verb I used at the beginning. Whip up. W-H-I-P-U-P.
To whip up means to prepare something to eat very quickly. It implies you didn't spend hours planning it, you just made it happen. I can whip up a sandwich for you.
Usually it implies something easy, but in my case, I whipped up a disaster.
You certainly did. And then I use the phrase dig in. D-I-G
This is a very casual way to say start eating.
Yes, you wouldn't say dig in at a formal banquet with the queen, but with friends, it is very common.
Then we have the polite phrases I used to avoid eating that lasagna. I said, it is unique. U-N-I-Q-U-E.
Unique means being the only one of its kind. Usually it is a compliment. You have a unique style. But when talking about bad food, it is a code word.
It's a code word for weird. If someone says your cooking is interesting or unique, be suspicious.
Very suspicious. And then I use the ultimate polite phrase, acquired taste.
Oh, that is a good one. Let's spell it carefully. Acquired. A-C-Q-U-I-R-E-D. Taste. T-A-S-T-E.
An acquired taste is something that you don't like at first, but you learn to like it over time. Coffee is an acquired taste. Blue cheese is an acquired taste.
But usually if you say it is an acquired taste after one bite, it just means I don't like this right now.
Exactly. It shifts the blame from the cook to the eater. It suggests the food is fine, but my palate isn't sophisticated enough. It preserves the friendship.
That is so diplomatic. I also like that you said I had a late lunch.
That is the classic excuse. If you can't eat the food, blame your stomach capacity, not the flavor. I am full or I am stuffed.
Let's teach stuffed. S-T-U-F-F-E-D.
Stuffed means completely full, like a teddy bear filled with cotton. I ate so much turkey, I am stuffed.
It is informal but very common.
Another phrase I used was from scratch. F-R-O-M-S-C-R-A-T-C-H.
This means making something from the very beginning, using basic ingredients, not buying a pre-made mix.
Correct. Even though your lasagna was bad, I complimented you for making it from scratch. It shows respect for the effort.
That is true. Making pasta sauce from tomatoes is making it from scratch. Opening a jar of sauce is not.
Precisely. Now, Daniel, in that role play, you asked if I wanted seconds. S-E-C-O-N-D-S.
Seconds implies a second serving of the same food. Who wants seconds?
And naturally, I declined.
Wisely. Finally, I used a phrase at the end, went overboard. W-E-N-T-O-V-E-R-B-O-A-R-D.
To go overboard means to do something too much. You put too many chilies in. You went overboard with the spice.
I definitely did. So we've covered how to send a steak back and how to politely reject a terrible meal. I feel like we are equipping our listeners with real social armor.
Social armor. I like that description. Food is social, and navigating these social situations requires more than just knowing the word for spoon or fork.
Speaking of spoons and forks, there's one more area of food we haven't really touched on yet. We've talked about cooking and dining, but what about the culture of dieting and healthy eating? It's huge right now.
That is a massive topic. Everyone is talking about calories, carbs, and organic food.
Exactly. And there are so many confusing labels on food packaging now. Gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, paleo. It's like a different language.
It can be overwhelming. Maybe we should do a mini role play about grocery shopping. Reading labels is a skill in itself.
That sounds useful. Let's imagine we're in a supermarket aisle looking at a box of cereal.
Okay, I'll be the health-conscious shopper, and you can be the one who just wants something sugary.
That is basically my real personality, so this will be easy. Action.
Daniel, put that box down. Do you have any idea how much sugar is in that?
But look at the cartoon tiger on the box. He looks so happy. It says great source of energy.
Energy is just a marketing word for sugar. Turn the box around. Let's look at the nutritional facts.
Fine. Okay. Let's see. Ingredients. The first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup.
Exactly. The ingredients are listed by quantity. If sugar or syrup is the first word, it's basically candy. You need to look for whole grains.
But the whole grain cereal tastes like cardboard. This one says fortified with vitamin D. That means it's healthy, right?
Not necessarily. Fortified just means they added vitamins artificially because they took all the natural ones out during processing.
We should look for something organic.
Organic. O-R-G-A-N-I-C. That means grown without artificial chemicals, right?
Yes, it is usually more expensive, but often better for you.
Okay, fine. I'll put the tiger cereal back. What do you suggest?
How about this oatmeal? It is high in fiber and has no preservatives.
Preservatives. P-R-E-S-E-R-V-A-T-I-V-E-S. Those are the chemicals that keep food from going bad, right?
Yes, and generally the fewer preservatives, the better.
Okay, I will buy the oatmeal, but I'm adding a lot of honey to it.
That's a fair compromise. Cut.
I learned learned a lot there. I actually never read the labels.
You should. It's important. We use the word nutritional, Nutritional,
Relating to the process of providing or obtaining the food necessary for health and growth.
and processed, Processed. Processed food is food that has been altered from its natural state, usually for safety or convenience, but often it removes nutrients.
Like hot dogs or those cheese slices that feel like plastic.
Exactly, highly processed.
We're getting really deep into the details here. I think we have covered the spectrum from fancy restaurants to bad home cooking, and now healthy shopping.
We have. But you know, Daniel, food isn't just about the mechanics of eating or buying, it's about people.
What do you mean?
I mean the social customs. In some cultures, you must finish everything on your plate. In others, you must leave a little bit to show you were fed enough.
That is true. The etiquette changes depending on where you are.
For our next section, I want to talk about food idioms. English is full of expressions that use food words but have nothing to do with eating.
Oh, I love those, like piece of cake. Exactly. But let's save the big list for our vocabulary masterclass later. For now, let's talk about how to navigate a social event where food is the center, like a potluck.
A potluck? That is a very American concept, isn't it?
It is popular in many English-speaking countries. Pottluck. Potluck.
That's a party where every guest brings a dish to share.
Right, it takes the pressure off the host. But it can be confusing for a guest. What do you bring? Do you bring a main course, a dessert?
Usually the host coordinates it, but the rule of thumb is bring something that is easy to serve.
Rule of thumb. That's a great idiom. It means a general, practical rule based on experience.
My rule of thumb for a potluck is bring chips and dip. Everyone loves chips and dip, and I don't have to cook.
You are terrible, Daniel. You're taking the easy way out.
Hey, I call it being efficient. But seriously, if you're invited to a dinner party, is it polite to bring a gift?
Yes, definitely. In the UK and US, it is customary to bring a small gift for the host. Usually a bottle of wine, some flowers, or maybe a box of chocolates.
We call that a hostess gift.
Correct. It's a way of saying thank you for the hospitality. Hospitality, Hospitality.
To go is the magic phrase. Ideally, I would like this to go.
Now let's talk about small talk. Food is the safest topic for small talk. If you are at a party and you don't know anyone, stand near the food table.
That is my strategy. I just stand by the cheese and wait for someone to say hello.
And what do you say to start the conversation?
I usually ask, "Have you tried the dip? It's amazing."
That is perfect. It is non-controversial. You can also ask, do you know who made this dish?
Or simply, "I'm loving this guacamole." It opens the door for a chat.
Another great question for English learners to ask native speakers is, what is the most popular local dish around here?
People love talking about their local food. If you ask a New Yorker about pizza or a person from London about curry, they will talk for 20 minutes.
It is a great way to practice listening skills. Just ask a question and let them talk.
And if you are invited to dinner, is it rude to refuse food?
It can be. If you are full, you should still be very polite. Don't just say no. Say, it looks delicious, but I'm absolutely stuffed.
We're back to that word stuffed. It really is the best excuse.
It is. Also, be careful with the speed of your eating. In some cultures, eating quickly shows you like the food. In others, it looks like you are rushing to leave.
My grandmother always told me to pace yourself. P-A-C-E.
To pace yourself means to eat at a steady speed, usually matching the other people at the table.
You don't want to finish 10 minutes before everyone else.
Then you just have to sit there staring at your empty plate. It is awkward.
Exactly. Food is a communal activity. It's about sharing time together.
I think we have covered the most important social rules: tipping, splitting the bill, table manners, and small talk.
I think so too. We have traveled through the kitchen, the restaurant, the supermarket, and the dinner party.
It has been a long journey, Daniel. I think our listeners have a lot of new vocabulary to digest.
To digest, I see you're sneaking in one last food metaphor. To digest means to break down food in the stomach, but also to process new information in the brain.
I'm clever like that. Shall we review? I think it's time for the vocabulary masterclass.
I agree. We're going to pick the 10 most useful and powerful words from today's lesson. We will alternate. I'll give one, then you give one.
I am ready. Let's do this. Word number 1 is savory. Savory. It describes food that is salty or spicy, not sweet. Examples include meat, cheese, and soup.
Word number 2 is bland, B-L-A-N-D. This describes food that has very little flavor or taste. It's boring. This rice is bland. It needs salt.
Word number 3 is soggy. Soggy. This describes food that is unpleasantly wet and soft, usually because it has absorbed too much liquid. The sandwich bread became soggy.
Word number 4 is saute, S-A-U-T-E. This is a cooking verb. It means to fry food quickly in a little hot fat. Saute the onions until they are golden.
Word number 5 is simmer. S-I-M-M-E-R. This means to cook liquid just below the boiling point. It is gentle cooking. Let the soup simmer for 20 minutes.
Word number 6 is marinate, M-A-R-I-N-A-T-E. This means to soak food, usually meat, in a seasoned liquid before cooking to add flavor and tenderness.
Word number 7 is leftovers. Leftovers. This is the food remaining from a previous meal that you eat later. I will have the leftovers for lunch tomorrow.
Word number 8 is on the house, O-N-T-H-E-H-O-U-S-E. This is an idiom used in restaurants. It means the item is free. The restaurant is paying for it.
Word number 9 is acquired taste. A-C-Q-U-I-R-E-D-T-A-S-T-E. This refers to something you don't like at first, but learn to enjoy over time. It's also a polite way to say you don't like it right now.
And word number 10 is potluck. P-O-T-L-U-C-K. This is a party or meal where every guest brings a different dish to share.
Those are 10 incredibly useful words. If you can use these correctly, your English will sound much more natural and precise.
Definitely. No more saying the food was good or the food was bad. Now you can say the savory dish was delicious, but the vegetables were a bit bland.
Look at you, speaking like a food critic already.
I learned from the best, Sophia.
Aw, thank you. Now, before we go, we have our question of the day. We want to hear from you in the comments.
Yes, we want to know, what is a traditional dish from your country that everyone should try?
Describe it to us. Is it savory? Is it sweet? Is it an acquired taste? Use the vocabulary you learned today.
I love reading the comments. It always makes me hungry to hear about food from around the world.
Me too. Well, that's all we have time for today. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of food.
If you found this lesson helpful, please remember to hit that like button. It really helps us create more content for you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Pink English so you never miss a lesson. We have many more exciting topics coming up.
Thank you so much for listening and practicing with us. Keep cooking, keep eating, and keep speaking English.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Daniel.
See you next time.
Bye.